Hey guys, Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. As you can tell by the title of this video, this will be our weekly watch list as well as a market breakdown. With that being said, the first 5 plays that we have this week, the first one being Square, second one being FSLY, third one being Roku, third one being Exxon Mobil, and the fourth one being Goldman Sachs. That being said, if you do find this video helpful and enjoy it, if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you are interested in checking out our team, feel free to head to simplified-investing.com today. Hope you guys all have a green week and have a great weekend. Enjoy. So to get things started, for those of you who have watched our previous videos, the main thing that we like to do first is break down the market. What can we expect to see in the market, some levels on the market, and then going forward from that, going into the 5 plays that we have for the week. So with that being said, going into the market, the one that we typically use as a proxy for the market is going to be SPY. It's going to be the S&P 500 index. It's more widely diverse than the other markets. Dow Jones having only 30, and then the NASDAQ being heavily tech weighted. S&P hitting more sectors and being more diverse, a better market measure of where the market is going. So with that being said, you can see here hitting all-time highs here on the market again this week at 422.82. We got this entire week here of consolidation from 426 all the way here to 55. Finally breaking out here of that cup formation over this 420 region here with strength. If we do zoom in here on the shorter time frame interval, you can see ever since yesterday, ever since Thursday afternoon, we get the strong run up here to all-time highs, break this 420 region. Now, if we do get a pullback here on Monday, expect that 420 support region here below. If we go out on the daily, expect this 420 region to act as a support region below. I will draw this as visualization for you guys. This 420 support region here will be a key level to watch if we do pull back here. As with anything, when you are pushing all-time highs, you do have to resort to intraday levels here to get a better market judgment. You typically utilizing the 5-day 5-minute or the 5-day 15-minute, as these will be uncharted territories, especially on the indices here. So again, 420 support if we do get a pullback here on Monday, and then that 422.82 all-time high resistance will be key here for a run to 425 in the coming week. Nice little cup breakout here, 2 potential setups here, continued higher high 3-bar play here up to 425, or we get a cup handle breakdown back to this 420 support and then a push up after that. So again, have these levels set, watch this within the coming weeks so you can get a better estimate of where the market's going and get a better judgment and better risk to reward entry within any particular position that you are looking at. The first one, going to be one, this is primarily not really the strongest technical base play, but it's going to be from that earnings. Square reporting earnings, having a very strong earnings here after a dip down to this 410 region or 210 region here after this earnings here. The main thing that I want to see, we're trying to form this cup formation here. If we get a breakout over 250, I really like Square here with that potential to push back up to this 263 region, then back up to 270. This is one that's going to be following the NASDAQ market pretty close. It is going to be one that is tracking that index very close. So again, Square really is resorting to the market levels that we have mentioned, and more specifically within the NASDAQ market and the tech sector in and of itself. So for this one to set up here, I want to see this 250 level breakout here for that upside potential with that 263.96 on a cup breakout here. If we go to the weekly, again, we're trying to form this reversal, not the strongest volume here. Very strong earnings report that we saw here on Square, pushing this up almost 5% on the day here. However, on the weekly chart, making these lower lows, the confirmation this week will be over that 250 region here for that continued upside towards that 264 region and then highs here at 283. So again, Square looking very strong, just waiting on that 250 breakout here and want to see how the market's reacting to that strong earnings report that we did end up having here. Second play, going to be one that's been crushed lately. It's going to be FSLY, FSLY. Again, anytime you have something that's dropping from 70, basically 35% in a week, that's typically going to carry in some volatility, some increased premiums. That's what we are going to be watching. I want to see FSLY break below of this $40 support region here. We'll draw this region on the weekly chart here. This is a bearish setup here on FSLY. We just need confirmation below this 40 support region here for that ideal put setup here on FSLY. I want to see weakness continuation here on FSLY. Again, anytime you see the strong selling, you continue to see that selling on the weekly chart here. We got the strong selling back here on October, continued selling off here, and then also back here on February before we ultimately finished this lower low reversal here. Bad earnings, big miss, reason for this sell-off here. Key here, again, Watch this below that 40 support region. This will mainly be a scalp setup opportunity. Again, we get this gap up back here on 5-4, presenting us with a new gap support region below, which will be that 40 support. Breakdown of that, we can retest of this 3281 support region and then back down here at that 25 support region here. Key here will be that breakdown of that 40 region with a potential to reach that 25 support region here on FSLY with continuation of the selling following that terrible earnings report that they recently had. Roku, another earnings report, very strong earnings report here. Anytime, again, you have something moving 12% on earnings report, very, very strong earnings report. Again, if you even go from the EPS per share here, very strong profitability this quarter, 0.54 EPS. Last year at this time, they were negative 0.45 EPS. So strong continuation, strong strength, strong increase also too. They increased their quarter two guidance from, I believe it was 585 million to 640 million. Significant increase here on Roku. Reason for this very strong play here. Main thing that I want to see, if we do zoom out here and go to the weekly chart here, again, you can see this bounce region. We had the same bounce region back here at the end of March. Now we're bouncing here with a lot of volume. Key here on this one, over 346.72, I do think we can retest this 375 region and then back up here to this 388 region. I do really like this one here. If we do get this breakout here off of this lower low and reversal off of earnings, over 346.72, Roku looking very strong within the coming week with that potential to see 372 and then above here at 388 and then ultimately above that at the 408.50 region here. Very, very strong earnings report. I want to follow continuation on this one for further higher highs to the upside and breakout of this downtrend that we started forming back here at the beginning of February. So again, looking strong, waiting for this potential cup breakout here after these lower lows here. Key will be over 346.72 for that setup here on Roku within the coming week. Next one, going to be one that is moving with the recent movement in the Dow Jones. Strong move on the Dow Jones as well as S&P 500 index. More lagging in the tech sector versus energies, airlines moving very strong here recently. XOM being one of them, attempting this cup breakout here after this 2-month consolidation phase here. Now we're getting that strength here. I like this breakout here over the 61.86 region here. If we do get a pullback, expect that to be a support region here. That was that key level that we saw here on 312 and 311 before ultimately selling back off to that 55 region here. But looking from the daily chart, obviously clear higher high uptrend here into this sideways consolidation. Now we're trying to form a new base run up here to that 67 or 66.72 resistance region above. But if we do get this cup breakout here, confirmation above the 61.86 region with volume looking very strong here. We do have a dividend coming up here on 512. Something to note, not really going to have that big of an impact here. However, looking very strong, liking this trend, this higher high trend move that we're forming here off of these, 421 lows here. Now we're making the higher highs. 62.55 expected resistance here off of this region on 311. Watch that breakout with that potential here for that 66.72 region and a strong support below at 61.86, maximizing the risk to reward on this setup here on XOM. But setting up, again, for those of you just learning, this cup breakout here, again, you can see this cup breakout here. Confirmation will be volume over 62.55. If we do get a pullback, expect that 61.86 support region to hold here on a pullback for XOM. Last one, again, as mentioned, the financials, the airlines, the energy sector, very strong. They've been the strongest component of the market within the past week versus that tech sector being and growth stocks being lagging behind. So again, obviously you want to follow the volume, want to follow the flow, the trend, and this is why Goldman Sachs is going to be on our watch list for this week. We continue this breakout here over this 355.70 resistance, which we saw back here in the end of March. We get this consolidation, basically not much. We had some earnings volume here, strong earnings. Consolidation, now we're making these higher highs here. We are at all-time highs here for this, so you do have to resort to intraday levels here. But Goldman Sachs looking very strong. I do think we can see that 375 region here, and then above at 400. The strongest support region below will be that 355.70 support region. So if we do get a pullback, expect that to be a level. But again, like the market, anytime you have something pushing to all-time highs, you have to resort to intraday levels here. So what does that mean? Simply zoom in on narrower time frames like the 5-day, 5-minute, and then you can see this higher high trend move here. We have a all-time high resistance here at 371.67 or 65, excuse me. Note this level. Now we will watch this to break out here with volume on Monday for an ideal setup here on Goldman Sachs. If we do zoom out here, again, strong move here, cup breakout. If we do get a handle pullback, expect that 355.70 support region to hold here, and then that 371.65 resistance above to break out for that run to 375. With that being said, that wraps up this weekly watch list video. If you did enjoy the video, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, if you are interested in getting our private alert or our private course, our alerts and more, feel free to check out simplified-investing.com today. Have a great weekend, y'all. Thank you.